Hello everyone, I invite you to every Monday's cryptocurrency review. Let's start by checking the current situation on the BTC pair to USDT, taking into account the 4-hour interval. First, we will use the blue lines to mark the downtrend channel, while locally, we can see that the price has broken the local downtrend line. Now we can move on to marking the places of support in the event of a correction. And here in the first place we have significant support at $26,595, but if the support does not hold the price, then we have another support at $25,998, then third support at $25,526, and fourth support at $25,045. Looking the other way, in a similar way, using the trend-based fib extension tool, we can determine the places of resistance. First, we see that the price is fighting a strong resistance at the level of $27,512, which so far has no strength to break. The next resistance is at the price of $27,984. When we manage to overcome it, we can see a strong increase in the price around $29,320. Please pay attention to the CHOP index, which indicates that the energy is gathering strength. The MACD indicator indicates that we are moving in a local uptrend, while the RSI shows an increase in the upper part of the range, so you should watch if we touch the upper limit, which could give a change again downward trend. As the second chart in today's review, we will check ETH against USDT, also on a single-day timeframe. First, with the blue lines, we can mark the uptrend channel in which the price is moving, while locally, with the yellow lines, we can mark the local downtrend channel. Now let's move on to marking the places of support. We will use the fib retracement tool to mark the supports, and as you can see, we have the first support at $1,755, which has managed to hold the price so far, the second support at $1,663, and then the third support at $1,534, which is on the verge of exiting the bottom of the channel uptrend. Looking the other way, we can also mark the places where the price should encounter resistance on the way to increases. And here we first have a resistance zone from $1,837 to $1,892. Then there is a second resistance zone from $1,943 to $1,988. And then we have a third resistance zone from $2,058 to $2,140. The CHOP index indicates that there is still energy left for the continuation of the movement. The MACD indicator is in a downtrend. On the other hand, we see a rebound on the RSI, but there is still room for the price to go a little lower. As the third one, we will check the XRP chart, this time on a 4-hour interval. As we can see, the price is moving in the local downtrend channel, which it entered after leaving the uptrend line marked by us in yellow. Now let's move on to checking the price support, but here, after unfolding the fib retracement grid, we can immediately see that the price is currently in front of a very strong support zone from 40 cents to 34 cents. Looking the other way, we can similarly determine the places of resistance that the price has to face. And here we see that first the price needs to break through the 45 cents to 47 cents zone. Then we have the second zone from 49 cents to 52 cents. And then the third strong resistance zone from 55 cents to 55 cents 58 cents. Only when you manage to beat it, the price will go further up. The CHOP index indicates that there is still energy for the move. MACD indicates that the entry into the local uptrend is maintained, while the RSI shows that a small upward movement of the price gives a large movement on the indicator, which can quickly pull the price around the previously mentioned support zone. The last one in today's chart is the BNB to USDT chart on a one-day timeframe. First, we will check the EMA cross 10 and 30, where we can see confirmation of the transition to an uptrend. Now, using the blue lines, we will mark the downtrend channel where the price has been moving for a long time. Moving on, we can move on to marking support areas when we start a larger correction. And here, the first support is at $307. The second very strong support is at $301. The third support is at $297. And then the fourth support is at $292. Looking the other way, we see that the price has reached an important resistance zone from $314 to $318, which so far has no strength to break. However, if it manages to break out of this zone upwards, the next resistance will appear at the price of $322, and then we can see a strong increase to around $335. At this point, it is also worth marking the local downtrend line from which the price went up. Please look at the CHOP index, which indicates that we have a lot of energy for further movement. The MACD confirms the local uptrend, while the RSI shows a visible increase. It is worth being careful here, because price corrections often occur at the upper end of the range. Technical analysis is provided by a third party, and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.